Hey, fragrant friends, it's Jay. That's Jamila for those of you who may be new here. I appreciate everybody stopping by and I hope you guys stay for the video. So, today I wanted to talk about what I've been wearing for the past couple months. I've reached back, way back into my collection, and I've tried to give some love to fragrances that are older in my collection for sure, mostly for the most part. And so I have given myself, I think maybe 20 to 25. I can't remember the exact count, but that's what I've been focusing on for the past couple months. And I feel like I've gotten some good wear out of them. I've gotten to know them much better. And definitely, maybe one or two I plan on getting rid of, but for the most part, I still enjoy a lot of these fragrances. Some I probably won't purchase again once I run out, and we'll just go through it. But I wanted to show you guys the drink. So the drink today, that's why there's really no footage, because I don't have a fragrance to show you. Nothing that I could think of off the top of my head brought these notes together the way they are in this scent. So what I did, I was at the store and I bought this. It's a ginger and Meyer lemon sparkling water. So there's no sweetness to it. It's just sparkling lemon and ginger, right? So a little bit spicy with the citrus feel. And what I did is I mixed it with probably about maybe a quarter, maybe an eighth of a cup of this rose water. Now this rose water is, it's not like tart, it's not the pinky rose. No, not the pink rose with the, like the green, not a Delina rose, I guess. It's not like that. This is more kind of velvety and red. It's fresh, but it has like a more of a petally feel, more of a red petal feel. So it's a little bit deeper than the Delina rose. So I put some of that in mixed with the lemon and ginger, and what I got was this little bubbly concoction. Very refreshing, no sweetness at all. I just threw some little rosebuds in there for presentation and for representation of the rose, of course. But what I wanted you guys to maybe help me out with, because this is something that I would like to have in my collection, because for most of the time in Houston, it's warm, and a lot, you know, in the summer times it gets very hot and humid. And so what I would like is a fragrance. I think this would fit very well in my collection, to have a gingery, that fresh gingery with a rose, like a red rose, and a lemon vibe. So if you guys have any fragrance, if you know of any fragrances with these notes, not just looking up on Fragrantica, because that's something that I could do myself, but if you guys have any experience with a fragrance that represents this particular drink, not a lot of sweetness, maybe just a floral sweetness, yeah, let me know, put it in the comments. So I would like to know. But it's just, like I said, just very refreshing, and that's what I need here, especially in the summertime. So yeah, help me out. But back to the fragrances, I'm just gonna pick up whatever I grab. There's nothing that is in a particular order, and we're just gonna quickly try to my best not to get caught up, but talk about what I thought about the fragrances when I wore them, maybe if I would purchase them again, and just a little about what they smell like. So the first one, oh, I have a little empty, just a mini one. So this is Chloe, the EDP. This is something that I did not like at first because I felt it was too sharp, but here for some reason I grew to like it. I tried it again, just in the humidity is so sticky. For those of you who know about hot humidity, it's just sticky and you feel gross. You just feel like you can't, like you've been out working all day, even if you haven't, you know. And so this type of fragrance really helps to maintain some freshness, and I really grew to appreciate and enjoy this type of fragrance here in this type of weather. So I managed to use up this little mini bottle of Chloe, the EDP. This is something I would definitely buy a full bottle of now, because I have use for it now, and I don't know if my nose changed. because it used to feel very sharp to me, but now it just feels very fresh, floral fresh. You can definitely tell that there is floral in here. I think it's peony in here, but it's not very sweet. And it has like a powdery kind of, maybe I'm gonna say laundry feel, not maybe like dryer sheet feel more so. And I think that works very well in this fragrance. I appreciate it. Like I said, it works very well. So that is Chloe, a little mini that I finished up, and I plan to get a full bottle when I think of it. So not a rush, nothing right away, but I would enjoy to have this in my collection. So that is something that turned my nose around and I enjoy now. The next one is Acqua di Gioia by Armani. And this is like a citrusy, blue-ish fragrance. Not ish, citrusy blue fragrance. It has some sweetness to it, and it is something also that I enjoyed wearing. It worked very well in the humidity. I don't think I would buy another bottle of this fragrance. Not that it's bad, but I mean, I think I've had enough once it's done. This is probably gonna last for another season also. So probably until it gets cold, I'll wear it, or I'm probably gonna rotate these out. This is another way for me to rotate these out and bring some others back in. So another season is what I'll stick with. I'll wear this next season, and hopefully, or not, I'll get through it. But in the end, I probably won't buy another bottle of this anytime soon. But it was good while it lasted. This next fragrance is Lancome. This is La Vie Belle. This is the Eclat version. This I believe is discontinued, but it is a citrusy version of the original, much lighter version of the original La Vie Belle. So it's citrusy, still powdery, but in the background as it dries down, you still get a very toned down version of that original La Vie Belle. Maybe not as sweet and heavy either. This worked well. I felt very comfortable wearing this fragrance in the summertime, even in the heat. I didn't wear it as often as some of the other cleaner fragrances, but it still worked for me. So I definitely enjoy having this. I probably will be sad when this is gone. I don't know that I would be able to get this again. So yeah. But either way, I'm gonna try to use it up. I'm not gonna save it or anything like that. So that's La Vie Belle, the Eclat version. This is Armani. I mean, not Armani. This is Versace Eros, and this is the EDT. This is a lemony, fruity, lemony. There's like raspberry and lemon and musk in here, like a soft woody musk in the base. Definitely worked. Has some sweetness to it. It smells candy-like. To me, it smells like gummy bears or raspberry lemonade or something like that, with definitely a muskiness to it. Very beautiful fragrance, wears well, and it, like I said, it's fruity and wears very well in the heat. So that is that one. Let's see here, what can we get to? This is Mon Guerlain. This is the EDP. This is a lavender and vanilla. I appreciate this lavender in here. And for me, as this fragrance wears, as it sits, the lavender seems to get stronger, maybe a little bit more spicy, more aromatic. But it still mixes very well with the vanilla, and it's not overwhelming to me. I like lavender. I don't really have a problem with lavender, but I think it works very well. This might have been more of better suited for a summer night fragrance, because sometimes it did feel, I mean, there is a freshness to it. I can feel that there's a freshness to it, but on the hottest of days, I don't think that this was the best choice. So maybe cooler days, summer nights, or cooler summer days and summer nights on into the cold. This is a year-round fragrance, so I enjoyed this one. I would definitely repurchase this fragrance. I think this works beautifully on my skin, and I appreciate the smell. I talked about this last one in my most recent video. This is Dahlia Divan by Givenchy, and this is just a very beautiful, kind of full, musky, fruity, kind of vanillic fragrance. So there's plum, and there's apple, there's peach. I read recently there's currant in here, but it's like a very very rich vanilla musky base, and some florals in here that just add to the blend of the fragrance. But yeah, it just makes it feel very full, and I feel like this is definitely an attractive, like a sensual, sexy fragrance. So this could be worn on a summer date night, day, wherever. I wore it in hot days, and it worked very well. So that is Dahlia Devon by Givenchy. The next one is also a Versace fragrance. This is very old, a very old Versace fragrance. Let me make sure it's clean. But this is Versace. What is this one called? Versace Versense. And this is just a kind of like a citrusy, musky, woody fragrance. Very citrusy up top. This one could actually be unisex. But it's refreshing. This is definitely like a citrus musk. I enjoy these fragrances. So I don't know if some people feel like citrus woody musks are more masculine, but for me, I definitely have no issues with these fragrances. They feel right to me. They feel comfortable to me. So any suggestions on some good woody musks, citrus woody musks? But this one is great. If you're looking to have an affordable option, just reach back and grab this one. This is not expensive at all. There are a lot of them out there, a lot of them that are you know, up to try. So I'm not sure that I would repurchase this one, but I enjoy it, and I'll enjoy it until it runs out. So that is Versace Versense. The next one is Eternity. This is Eternity Summer Days. Now I know that Eternity has a release maybe every summer. I don't know if they still do it, Calvin Klein. But this is, I'd have to look it up. I'll maybe put it on the screen and let you guys know when it came out. But this was a gift. This was a sweet gift from a friend. I appreciate. And it's a berry-like, very bright and fresh kind of, I think there's peony in here too, fragrance. Yeah, it's nice. It's very, again, appropriate for the summertime. I'm gonna say that a million times, but that's just what these fragrances are. And this has great lasting power, and yeah, just felt clean and fresh and sweet. I think that is a theme through a lot of my fragrances too, especially nowadays. Clean, fresh, sweet, mixture of all of that, whether it's floral or whatever. It just works well for me right now. So yeah, I really appreciate that one and enjoy that one. The next one is Michael Kors. Now this is Michael by Michael Kors. This is an old fragrance. This is probably one of the older fragrances in my collection. And this is a 50 ml. Yeah, this is a 1.7 ounce. This is just that tuberose gardenia-ish fragrance. I dropped it. I don't know if you can see. Whoa, imagine that. The top doesn't stick on very well, but the last time I dropped it, it was on a tile floor, and I don't know if you could see the crack in it. Not that it matters, but yeah, maybe right there you can see. It's a pretty sturdy bottle, but anyway, and it's a beautiful fragrance. It's just I want to say rich, but it's definitely a floral with maybe a little bit of depth to it. It's not just an airy or a watery floral. This is really I wanted to say direct. This is really a full floral fragrance. Yes. It might have a little bit of, there's a little tartness to it, maybe just a little bit of tart sweetness to it, but it's beautiful, and that's why it works for the heat. And it's just almost has like a juicy fruitiness to it, but it really is just a beautiful, beautiful white floral tuberose gardenia-ish fragrance. So if you haven't tried this one, you know, I would, if you're a floral lover, if you like tuberose or, you know, white florals, definitely try this one. But it's beautiful, and again, it wears beautiful in the heat. So there's that, Michael by Michael Kors. Let's see, the next one, this is just it's called Memoir, and it's number 10, Picnic in the Park. This is something that I've gotten recently. I found it in a little 4-pack in, what's that, Marshalls, I think. And it was like $20 for four little 20 ml fragrances. I thought that was a great deal. This is just a very easy, fruity, fresh, like watery fragrance to wear. Let's see here. I don't think it lasted that well, but I mean, it's like a tart fruit, maybe like a melon, something melon. Florals, probably florals in here too. But yeah, this was easy to wear. This is on a day you could just spray with no trouble, no second thought. I feel like maybe all of these are, but you have to like fruity florals for this one. That was easy. Another one that I loved. This is one that not a lot of people like, but I think is a very beautiful fragrance. That's YSL, the EDT. So when I spray it, I do get, let's see what I get. Florals and lavender. There's jasmine tea in here. But as it dries down, it gets kind of powdery, a little bit sweet and vanillic. Don't take that the wrong way, because it's not like gourmand vanilla. It just gives it a little bit of roundness, maybe, so that it's not so airy. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I definitely get the tea, a little bit of lavender. And like I said, when it's on my skin, the vanilla just rounds those things out. So it's not very sweet at all. It's a little bit powdery as well. I don't know. If you've tried this, put it in the comments and let me know what you think of it, or if you like it. This is not something that a lot of people are in love with, but as I said, I mean, it fits well with me. So that's why I sell the EDT. I enjoy it. I actually would repurchase this fragrance if I ran out. So if that tells you something. This is Dahlia Divan. This is the nude. Let's see. Yeah, Eau de Parfum Nude. This is a sweeter, like this is maybe more taking out florals and a little bit of the musk. This is probably just like, if you think of peaches and apricots and cream, that's what I get from this fragrance mostly. It's just the fruits and the musk, okay? The musky vanilla. Yeah, and that's really it with this one. Really nice to wear. The next one is Armani C. This is the EDT. This is a very floral version, kind of a lighter, less vanillic, less sweet version of Armani C. And it's musky. So think of kind of roses and musk is mostly what I get from this fragrance. Easy to wear, perfect for summertime. Enjoyed it. I don't know that I would need to repurchase this one, but I mean, I think it might even be discontinued, but it's something that I enjoy. So there's that. The next one is L'Interdit by Givenchy. This one, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a nice fragrance, but I did find that every time I tried to wear it, I was a little bit disappointed by this fragrance. And I don't know, I can keep saying it is a nice fragrance, it's a nice fragrance, but it kind of kept me wanting a little bit more. I don't know if it's the green, because I feel like this is a little bit green, a little bit spicy, slightly, just, you know what it is? I think that it's the patchouli in here. And I think the way the patchouli works with the pear, I know the pear and the jasmine are tuberose, I'm not sure which one is in here, but it's very light, it's very watery, aquatic. But with that patchouli, I don't know, I just didn't, the way it wears on me, I sometimes just, I don't know, it wasn't speaking to me. So this is actually one that I think I'm gonna get rid of. I wore it maybe 3 or 4 times. In the past, I've worn it as well, but I've never just grown attached to this fragrance. I always am thinking about trying to wear it and trying to see what it's gonna say, or you know, if I'm gonna be able to feel this fragrance more than I do, but I just really don't. So it's a nice fragrance, it's a beautiful fragrance, but when I wear it, it's just a meh. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Give me just a second. Okay, so the next one I thought is a mess. So listen, Herbapura is not, it's not my jam. It's not my thing, and it smells okay. Like if somebody were to walk by, you know, wearing it, it's nice. It's a nice fragrance, but for me, it's just okay, and it's not something that I would want a lot of, and I feel like it keeps trying to make its way into my collection. There's so many fragrances that kind of have that kind of Herbapura, fruity, musky, and normally I would like that, but it just feels like it's not distinct. Like there's nothing, it's just a fragrance, you know, there's nothing that you can pick out from it, which sometimes is a good thing because it means that it's well blended, but for me, it smells a little bit industrial, and that's just how I interpret it, you know? So to have it so close to me, I'm always just like, it's okay, you know? So this is Cassiopeia, and I said all that to say that this reminds me a little bit of Tiziana, or of Herbapura by Xerjoff. But this is creamier. This is definitely still musky, but it's like a creamier version of Herbapura. I was gonna say fruity, but it's fruity anyway. But yeah, so this one I wore a few times and had that same kind of feeling about it. I did have some layering combinations. I'll let you know about those too. So what I'll say is that I'll use this up, but I'm not gonna buy this again. And anything else that I have in my collection that smells like Herbapura, I've set aside to get rid of. So it's just not something that I enjoy. I'll let you know the layering combination. But yeah, it's just a musky, fruity, kind of creamy fragrance that in theory I should love, but in practice I really just don't. So that's that. This isn't one by Guerlain. This is Neroli Bianca. This is one that I love. It's like a bitter orange rind, powdery, sweet kind of neroli fragrance. Beautiful, lovely, perfect on a hot day. I probably couldn't get this again for a decent price, but if I could, I would buy it again. Luckily, I don't really need to. But yeah, this is something that wears beautifully. So that's that. This is Roses Greedy. Perfect. This is a pink rose with maybe like a laundry sheet underneath it in the background. Very bright, very fresh. It almost has like a little bit of some spice, maybe just a hint, like a dash of something to make it a little bit spicy up top with the freshness. It's a beautiful fragrance, very easy to wear. I would buy this again in a heartbeat. I love roses. I love this type of rose, this fresh pink rose. And I actually mixed this. I actually layered this with Cassiopeia to give it a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more muskiness, and they worked very well together. And I actually wore it a few times. So that is that. The next one is Lancome. This is Idole. Beautiful pear, sweet rose, but fresh. Kind of like a watery, fresh, sweet rose and pear fragrance, musky, vanillic musk, really beautiful. And it lasts. This is one that you have to get on skin and just feel how the magic unfolds. This is something I would always have in my collection. This is VDK. This is Pas Ce Soir. Spicy quince. There's ginger, and quince is a fruit. I looked it up. It says that it's a kind of a mix between apple and pear, and you know, once you smell it, I think you can feel that and it has like a woody base to it. So this is like a syrupy sweet, but still fresh. You know, there's still some freshness to this fragrance, which makes it good to wear maybe on the not on the very hottest of days, but definitely a summer fragrance, summer night, warm weather fragrance. I mixed this one with Dahlia Divine, and it was a beautiful, because this is lush, this is round, beautiful anyway. So to add a little sweetness and syrup on top, they worked very well together. So that is a combination that was beautiful. Let's see here. The next one, this is Water by Aloria. This is a very musky, creamy, musky fragrance that has some lemon. Some days I have to say that I get a lot of lemon out of here, and it smells like a lot of like lemonade, more so with musk in the background. But some days like today, I get a lot of the musk, and it feels very creamy. There's rose in here. I think it's a white rose. It's in there. It's not prominent, but you can tell that there's a rose floral in here. It's very well blended. I mixed this one actually with the Versace Eros, just to give the fruit, since it's a little bit musky anyway, but just to give that raspberry lemonade or the gummy bear some depth with the musk, and they worked beautiful together as well. Let's see here. One of my favorites, this is, I don't have, well, I have the refill, so whenever I run out, I haven't run out yet, but this is Jour de Hermes. This is a very tart lemon, very tart lemon with a little bit of spiciness, and some white florals. This is perfect for hot. This is on the same level as the Chloe as far as the lack of sweetness. This is perfect for the hottest of days. So I really enjoyed this fragrance as well. Let's see here. I wore the Dolce & Gabbana, the one. This is kind of like a well-balanced vanilla fragrance. It has everything in it. So it's fresh, has a little touch of fruit. There's peach in here. There's florals, but the florals are what make it fresh as far as I'm concerned, and vanilla. So everything is very well balanced, and it doesn't lean one way or another. It's just a well balanced fragrance, which makes it good to wear all year round. Even in hot days, I would say if I sprayed a little bit less. I wore this a few times and it worked well. So that is the one by Dolce & Gabbana. I am almost out of this fragrance. This one got a whole lot of play, a whole lot. Now this is Dolce by Dolce & Gabbana. This is a watery floral fragrance with musk. Okay, so this is almost through. I was trying to focus on it at one point to try and get through it, but I don't have to do that. You know, I really enjoy it. I wouldn't mind having this around for another season. So easy wear. White floral, musky, aquatic, not marine, nothing fishy, nothing oceanic, nothing like that. But this is just a watery, like clear water type fragrance. Something like this, you know, just something that is not a lot of sweetness, just very, very refreshing and musky. So enjoyed this one. I would buy this one again. Perfect. So that's that. This is one that I enjoy. I get on some days, this is Trussardi, Sound of Donna. So what I found with this fragrance is that because there is like a nuttiness and a whipped cream feel to this, a creamy feel, kind of sweetness, this doesn't really work for me when it's very hot. So I might go ahead and keep this around for the cooler, maybe the warmth and the winter time. Because when I wore this, I wore it a few times in the summertime, and for me, it was just too much. I also sometimes, and I don't know, it's kind of woody too. This is also a fragrance that feels kind of sandalwoody, creamy sandalwoody. But sometimes I get a lot of pink pepper, and that kind of peppery feel can with the woodiness, it kind of I don't really smell too much of anything else, so it's just like that peppery wood, and that can bother me sometimes. And you know what? Sometimes that is the case with this Dahlia Devon too. Looking at it and speaking about this one, I do sometimes get a lot of pink pepper out of this one. It just depends. I don't know what it depends on, but that's just the way my nose is sometimes. Some notes stick out more than others. But again, this is something that I enjoy, but I'm gonna keep it and wear it in the cooler months. So that is Sound of Donna. I spoke about this one in my last video too. This is Elie Saab in white, just that refreshing, bright, ambery floral with berries and a little bit of powder. It's a beautiful fragrance. I don't know the availability of this one, but I'm glad I have it. I would buy this for sure again. Let's see, the next one I have, L'Impératrice. This is number 3 by Dolce & Gabbana. This is that rhubarb, kiwi, I think there's watermelon in here too. Fruity, musky fragrance. Perfectly good for the hot weather. Definitely cuts through the humidity and the heat. Glad to have this one around. It is very juicy, very watery and juicy, and there is some sweetness to it, so I don't know. It worked for me. I don't know if I wore it in the hottest of days, I can't remember, but some people are really averse to the tart sweet thing. So if you don't know if you like that one, I don't know how you would even try this fragrance. Maybe you could. I think they redid it so that strawberry is more of a note instead of the kiwi and the melon. I'm not sure, you'd have to research it, but I know that it's not quite the same. This is the older formulation. I actually mixed this one with Roses Greedy as well. They went well. I was happy with that. I'm just trying to look to see if I mixed it with anything else. So I think that's it. And the last one is by Dior. This is Jasmine des Anges. And this is just a beautiful, sweet jasmine. Still fresh, of course, but there's apricot in here. And it just smells like, it smells perfect. It's just like if you were to walk down, you know, somewhere and you get a whiff of florals in the air, you know, and you kind of like look to see where there's a jasmine bush, you know, where there's flowers, where the breeze is coming from. It's just a beautiful catch, you know, just a beautiful breeze floating by you as you're walking by. So this is a beautiful fragrance, but it also dries down to something kind of sweet and powdery in the end. It doesn't stay heavily floral like it does in the beginning. It definitely, that jasmine calms down just a little bit. I mean, it's definitely a jasmine fragrance, but there's some powder and maybe some vanilla powder that comes up, but another one that wears beautifully. So these are all of my fragrances that I've been wearing this summer, for the past couple months or so. Do you guys have any of these? What have you guys been wearing? Do you reach back for your older fragrances? How do you feel about them? Do you feel like they are irrelevant? Do you only look for what's new? Or are you excited to wear, you know, the older fragrances in your collection? Let me know in the comments. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next video. Love, Jay. Bye-bye.